It all started in a small classroom in Seattle, Washington. A young boy named Bill Gates was not your typical student. While other kids played outside or worried about homework, Bill was captivated by something far more powerful than recess games. He was fascinated by computers. Yes, computers. Back in the late 1960s, computers were huge, intimidating machines that filled entire rooms. But to Bill, they were magical, a portal into a world where imagination could meet reality. From a very young age, Bill had an extraordinary curiosity. He was never satisfied with the surface of things. If a problem existed, he didn't just try to solve it. He wanted to understand why the problem existed in the first place. He would spend hours in the computer lab at Lakeside School, learning to code, creating small programs, and dreaming about the future in ways most adults couldn't even imagine. But here's something interesting. Bill wasn't trying to become famous or rich. He was simply addicted to learning, to experimenting, and to pushing boundaries. By the time he was a teenager, Bill Gates had already made a name for himself as a prodigy in the computer world. He and his friend Paul Allen started exploring ways to make computers more accessible, more powerful, and ultimately more personal. They saw a future where computers wouldn't just be giant machines for governments or big corporations. They could be in every home, on every desk. Imagine thinking about something that sounds obvious today, but back then it was revolutionary. Bill Gates enrolled at Harvard University, one of the most prestigious schools in the world. Most people believed that getting into Harvard was the ultimate goal, the pinnacle of success. But Bill had a vision that Harvard couldn't offer him. By the time he was 20, he made a decision that shocked everyone. He dropped out. Can you imagine that? Leaving Harvard, not because he was failing, but because he saw a bigger opportunity outside the classroom. In 1975, Bill and Paul Allen co-founded Microsoft. At first, it was just a small operation. They wrote software for early computers and sold it to anyone who would listen. But Bill Gates had something that many successful entrepreneurs share: an unwavering belief in his vision. He didn't just want to create software, he wanted to empower people. He wanted to build a company that could change the world. The early years of Microsoft were far from easy. The competition was fierce, and many investors doubted that software could ever be a profitable business. Some even called it a gamble, a hobby that would fizzle out. But Bill had a relentless work ethic. He would work day and night, sometimes sleeping in the office, constantly thinking about the next big move. He was detail-oriented, meticulous, and surprisingly strategic. One pivotal moment came in 1980 when Microsoft signed a deal with a young computer company called IBM. IBM wanted an operating system for its personal computers. Most software companies ignored the opportunity, thinking it was too risky. But Bill Gates saw the potential. He acquired a system called QDOS, improved it, and turned it into MS-DOS, the foundation of Microsoft's dominance in personal computing. From that moment on, Microsoft's trajectory skyrocketed. The company went on to release Windows, a graphical operating system that made computers easier for anyone to use. Suddenly, computers were no longer intimidating machines for engineers. They became tools that could empower students, businesses, and everyday people around the world. Here's something even more fascinating. Bill Gates didn't just focus on creating software. He focused on creating an ecosystem. He understood that if developers built programs for Windows, it would make the operating system even more valuable. This strategy transformed Microsoft into a global powerhouse. By combining vision, strategy, and relentless execution, Bill Gates became the youngest billionaire of his time. But the story doesn't end with money. Bill Gates is a man of contradictions. He's fiercely competitive, yet profoundly generous, highly analytical, yet remarkably innovative, sometimes criticized for his business tactics, yet celebrated for his philanthropic work. After stepping down from his role at Microsoft, he focused on the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, tackling global challenges like poverty, disease, and education. Now pause for a moment and think about this. A young boy who loved tinkering with computers became one of the wealthiest and most influential people in the world. The key wasn't just intelligence, it was curiosity, vision, and the courage to act when others were too afraid. Bill Gates teaches us that success is rarely about following the conventional path. Sometimes it's about recognizing opportunities, taking calculated risks, and refusing to settle for mediocrity. And here's the twist that often gets overlooked. Bill Gates was not perfect. He made mistakes, faced failures, and encountered moments where everything could have gone wrong. But he treated failures not as dead ends, but as lessons. Every setback was a step forward, every challenge a chance to learn something new. That mindset is something we can all apply, whether we are entrepreneurs, students, or simply trying to improve our lives. Now imagine if you could learn some of the English that Bill Gates himself might have read in his books, articles, or reports, words that shaped his thinking, sharpened his communication, and helped him negotiate deals worth billions. Yes, by following stories like these, you can not only understand the path to wealth, but also improve your language skills along the way. If you're inspired by Bill Gates' journey from a curious schoolboy to a billionaire innovator, you know what to do next. Hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss any stories that could change the way you think about success, business, and life. And don't just watch, comment below. Tell us which part of Bill Gates' journey inspires you the most. Your thoughts might inspire someone else in our global community. Remember, success leaves clues. Every story you hear here on Global Rich Tales is a blueprint, a lesson, and a source of inspiration. So don't just scroll, subscribe, engage, and start applying these lessons to your own life. Because if a college dropout can change the world, imagine what you can do with the right knowledge, mindset, and determination. The only limit is the one you place on yourself. And hey, while you're here, why not learn some English with us as you explore these incredible stories? Improve your language, broaden your thinking, and join a global community of dreamers, doers, and innovators. Subscribe, comment, and start your journey today. The next story could change your life, just like Bill Gates changed the world.